Hello, everyone. It is another week of Scratch Gambler Outrights, and we're at the Valero Texas Open this week, a course that I think is fairly solid. It's a really good test of golf compared to many courses on tour. It's not very pretty. It's pretty cow pasturey, but I think it tests the pros better than most courses on tour. You always get windy conditions here, and we have heard that first reports show very windy Sunday.
hmm
So
hmm
good to know that we're betting on great closers and champions this week. Um,
Which we will get to in a second. Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
it's a card of just losers, and it's
we have one great American on there.
yeah. There's a Patriot. I mean, there's two Patriots on there, but two Patriots that close probably less than they should. So
Yeah. Just touching on the course real quickly. I know you said it's kind of like a cow pasture. I know you said it doesn't look the best. I really don't. And this is a course that's probably ranked in the eyes of many PGA Tour consumers as a below average course. And I could not disagree more. I thoroughly enjoy this course. I think it is a very good test. It's
yeah,
long, it's firm, it is penalizing off the tee while also allowing for very great recoveries off the tee as long as you're not completely boned, maybe
yeah,
10 or 15 yards off the fairway and some trees.
yeah.
The
Exactly.
point,
You don't
sorry, the
necessarily
point you
even
said about, oh,
you don't necessarily need to drive it great this week, but
no,
you
have
can't
disastrous.
you can't hit it super offline.
No. And
So
the point you made about it looking like a cow pasture, it not looking great, and I was listening to you guys with Jordan saying, compared to the course they're going to next week with how just beautiful it is on the eyes. I never really discredit a course for
no, not at
looking
all.
terrible. It
Correct.
can only be a
I agree.
positive like it is next week.
I agree.
So, and I think that is used against it a good amount. I don't care if it's bare. I don't care if it's dirty. It's kind of like it's a more exaggerated Valspar with the dirt patches,
Sure.
with the raggedy, rigid, rustic areas, and I thoroughly enjoy it. It
Yeah, I
is
agree.
Texas.
I think
It's
it's great.
firm. I really do like it.
Yeah, and it's we're going to. I mean, we can hop right into who we're starting with. We're going with a lot. You don't really need. It's so firm that you don't really need to hit the ball far here, even though the course
No,
isn't necessarily what I would consider short. Uh,
it's got some
so
behemoth of holes.
yeah, but you don't need to hit it far here as long as you're hitting the fairway. And we're starting off with someone who does that fantastically, and that's American Patriot Russell Henley, a great American, great
Phenomenal.
human being,
We were
and
out marching with him at the Travelers
you
Championship
are
last year, as we will be doing this year again. Um, just came up one shot short of our outright wager last year, but man, did he give it an effort. Man, did he love the brigade that we had following him on that weekend. He embraced the moment until his putter got cold a little bit on Sunday, which was an issue for Russ Henley all of last year, especially at the Ryder Cup. But I think he's another year, some more learning lessons. As you said, it's not a course where you need to hit it far. It's a course where you need your short game to be phenomenal.
fantastic.
What does Russ Henley have? A phenomenal short
He
game.
has
What does
phenomenal
he?
mitts.
He does have phenomenal mitts. He has phenomenal iron play, and this is again a course where you need phenomenal iron play. I love. Look, we should preface this is one of our least confident cards we have produced in a long time. Just the complete 180 from last week, where we had 95% of the card finalized essentially on Monday, and the guys we cut some guys last week that we liked far more than I think maybe 4 out of 5 guys on this week's card.
Yeah, I completely agree. Russ Henley was never a doubt.
Yeah,
He
Russ Henley
is
was the one
a
lock.
great number here for him. I believe he's got pretty good course history, even though he's only played it
He's only
twice,
played
I
it, I
think.
think, 2 or 3 times, but the
Yeah,
last time he played
so
it in 24 was a fourth.
exactly. So it's perfect. You really do
It's
need
an
to hit the
important course as
ball.
well for course history.
Yeah, exactly. It's not very comparable to many other golf courses on tour. You really don't get a course on tour that tests short game as much as this does. I mean, there are spots here. The greens are just so elevated that the bunkering is brilliant around this place. It's
I
probably its
agree.
claim to fame, and it's really tough. So you have to hit good. You do have to hit good irons, but when you miss those greens, you're going to be tested. And Russell Henley is going to get those balls up and down for the scratch gamblers this week,
Yep.
and that was our main reason why we went to him. And so yeah,
Quick pause on
Russ,
the outright card. Course has great bunkering outside of maybe one bunker on the the 16th hole. Great clip of ours produced a few weeks ago from yourself. Um, do you stand by that?
of course,
It's a gimmick.
it's a laughable bunker.
I think it's so laughable it's good.
Sure, I'll give you that. It's
Meet
just
in the middle. There we go.
yeah. I mean that's fine. Good news is Russ Henley and this next guy that we're taking won't be
They're
hitting
not
as
going
many
to hit it there.
bunkers this week. They're going to be striping the golf ball. Another person who has embraced the the scratch gambler brigade and another Patriot, Maverick McNeely, finds himself on the card. This was a tough one because we couldn't find till the last minute a number in the 30s. I don't think we were going to bet him at 25 to 1. So him at 30 to 1 is a nice steal.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be McNeely on the card yet again. Good to see him back. First time in a few months. So Maverick McNeely, American Patriot. The Bucket Boys won't be in attendance this week, sadly, but we'll
No,
be
it
rooting him
won't.
on from home. I believe he's his cousin's getting us some Team Mav hats sent to us that Diego
Oh, yeah.
was DMing him about. So
It could be
hopefully
that.
hopefully those are en route and find their way on our doorstep on Saturday as he leads the tournament going into Sunday. But again, I love this guy. He's such a patriot. He was good to us when we went out, signed all our stuff, took some pictures with us when we had him at Phoenix. So
I'm
fantastic. I know Scratch Gambler Nick Berg is loving this pick this week. So
mhm. I made a mistake on the outright card video I put on TikTok today. I mean, I just took a stock picture of Maverick McNeely from Google. I should have included the picture of the Bucket Boys with them. That
you
was a
should have.
huge,
Yes.
huge error on my part. I look forward to the next time McNeely finds himself on our cards and I can include that picture.
Yes.
But it's a very similar pick to Russ Henley. I think he's played this course a few more times than Russ, but he finished T3 here last year.
Yeah.
Elise was saying how he had some back injuries near the players and over the past month or so. She's saying that those are gone now. I have full belief in that. And if that's true, I think it can easily find himself back onto the form that he had when the Bucket Boys marched with him in the Phoenix stretch and the Pebble stretch and the West Coast Swing stretch.
We'll be
He
marching
is
with him
due for a win
in
in spirit,
spirit.
of course, of
He'll
course.
his cousin's gonna get a DM from Diego tonight saying that we'll be rooting him along this week so that he knows. But I don't even want to talk about the next guy. You can do that. I'm pretty upset that this guy found a way to sneak onto this card. Goddamn
So
Bet365.
you're also not going to enjoy the TikTok that was posted 5 minutes ago. I made a passionate roar in the favor of Sunday loser this season, but you think it's going to be a career long thing. I am of the full belief it is going to be overcame this week, even. And that is Michael Thor Bjornsson, who is in need of a win to get into the Masters. And now he was not going to be on this outright card at his normal number. I know he's like 27 to 1 on DK, probably similar on other big sports books, but with a nice boost on Bet 365, I would believe. We got him at 40 to 1. With the names in this field, with the horrendous odds across the board for everybody, Michael Thorbjornsen on 40 to 1 when he is objectively playing well on Thursday through Saturday. Objectively, you can't dispute that. As a 24-year-old, 25-year-old, whatever he is, it's a great step that he is putting himself in these positions consistently on Sunday. That was the third time on Sunday now that you could say he had a chance, at least a third time. Hasn't done it yet. It is irrational to say because he hasn't done it 3 times in a 2 or 3 month stretch. in his third full PGA Tour season that it's never going to happen. It will happen, and it's going to happen this week. I think he's my official pick to win this event. He is getting better around the greens. The putter I don't love, but I do love his driver. I know driver's not the most important thing this week, but it's never not a massive weapon when you can drive it both straight and long. And
I
the iron play is elite.
no, I
What do you
watched
mean
him.
no?
What?
What do you mean no?
I watched him at Phoenix. Someone who is that mentally weak, that small testicled. It's he's not going to have the pressure of the Masters. He's not going to be able to answer that call.
Yes, he
Uh,
will. I think he
so
eventually will.
yes, the number is great relatively to the others, but at the end of the day, if you bet 0.52 units on bet 0.52 units on Michael Thorbjornsen at 40 to 1, you lose 0.52 units. So it's a losing proposition, but the number was on it was unjustifiable to leave him off the card. I guess it's fair to that point, but he's not winning the golf
Mhm.
tournament. So
I think he is. I think the stars will align. The lessons will be learned. The lessons will be equipped in a positive manner.
I think he'll
He's
play
gonna
well this
find.
week too. By the way, I just don't think it'll be.
Yeah.
I
No,
picked
no.
him in
I know
triple
you. I
double
know.
again.
I know your full position. I know every single corner, every single angle of your position on Michael
The
Thorbjornsen, and
correct position.
it's it's a correct position for the past and the immediate future. It has zero forward-looking projection, and it has zero belief that you can change as a Sunday closer,
Yeah, it's fair.
which I believe you will. Now,
But
this would be a different discussion if you're like the age of Ricky Fowler, and you're like 35. He's 24.
yeah, fair enough. Um, I'm gonna do Bez first. Christian Bez made his way on the card just because there's not much to talk about. Save some time for the other one. I mean, he's just like if you pick him at courses that you pick Henley at, it's usually a winning proposition.
Mhm.
They play a very similar style. Bez just isn't as good, but at 90 to 1, it's a great number. So
I didn't have much to say about Bez. I don't exactly know why he's on the card. But with that said, he's likely our best chance to win this week, as it's just the type of pick that Elise just pulls out of thin air and just keeps the train on rolling.
yeah, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if Bez wins this week at 90 to 1. And then finally, I don't really know why this guy's on the card, but I mean, you can tell by the way we're saying this. We hate it. I mean, it is one of the most disgusting cards I've seen
I
in.
quickly, sorry to go back. I didn't we didn't give Christian Bezadenhout enough credit. He's 53rd in data golf rankings.
Yeah, he's playing great. He's just not as good as
He's
Henley. It's a
No,
great
no, no,
number.
it's not good. No, but look at like the data golf, like the 5 point chart thing. It's the exact same, just a little less across the board.
Yeah,
Elite around the greens, elite putter, good iron player, elite driving accuracy, negative distance.
very much
Yeah,
so.
I mean, it really has to be like any single time that Henley is on the card in the next 8 years. Honestly, Zadenhout has to be the long shot that
Yeah,
week.
and Bazenout also is someone who it feels like he should have. It feels like a win. Like he would win a tournament. Like it's not.
Yeah, he would.
It's not unfathomable.
Shout out to
He's
Wolverine
just he's
Corner.
just so distant. He's so distant challenged that he's eliminated half the golf courses he plays, so he's less opportunity. But this isn't one of them.
No,
So, anywho, Tone Finau, Big Tone, the high school dropout. Big Tone is a pick that he doesn't really fit the model for me this week, but this is why we're so good at this. Our
great
thoughts
chipper.
or yeah, he's great around the greens. Our thoughts combined are how we get these cards together, and it's why we're so good at what we do. Obviously, Elise is the mastermind behind it, but it's why we're so good at what we do. Some of the picks we don't like, some of the picks we do like, but at the end of the day, they check off the boxes. And Finau's one of them. That's all I have on him. But you can give your. I like what I'm seeing out of the putter recently, at least
Yeah.
comfortable wise. He looks more comfortable over the ball the last 2 weeks I've watched him. I don't know what the
Yeah.
stats say. I haven't been paying much
So
attention,
yeah.
but there were times in his career recently that he has looked like a lost puppy on the greens.
And just like visually, even when the stats are saying it, you're right. The toe is like an inch above the ground, which is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. I think since making the switch to the mallet, he's gained 4 of 6 weeks, and his 2 weeks losing on the greens are like less than a half a shot around. So it's not the most disastrous. It's a loss, but it's not like the big tone that we're accustomed to, where he's losing 2 shots around on the greens. I'm still of the belief that Tony Finau is on a relative comeback. He's not going to be the world class player. I shouldn't say world class, top 20 player that he was consistently for a few years. I think he's on the comeback to become a top 40 player. I think he might be a top on like pretty near being a top 40 player in the world again. And the number has not adjusted to that. I've seen enough signs to say the best has yet to come in the next 2 or 3 months. And I think again, in a field like this where he has shown he can win and he does win in these exact type of events, it's
Correct.
a number when you're struggling to find other long shots, when nobody in the 50 to 60 range is catching your eye. I think it's a pretty decent wager. It's obviously not a great wager. Whenever you're
Well,
betting
there
Tony
there are
Finau
no
to win
great
golf,
winning wagers on tone.
no, I'd argue there's no great winning wagers this week, other than maybe Jordan
I
Spieth.
think Henley's a great wager.
No, yeah, Henley doesn't win that often though.
Henley, no, but Henley will be in contention this week at the very least.
Yes, no, Henley
It was
Henley
sort of
giving
just us needing something to tickle our toes when on Sunday so that we had to sweat, get our gambling juices
the
flowing.
the
He'll be
the
there at least.
yeah, the rush for 5 out of 6 weeks hitting it outright will not be dead because we
No,
have Russ Henley
correct,
on the
which is
card.
nice. It did suck that the chase for the Grand Slam died in such a anticlimactic way. Like I almost would have rathered like just a hard break, like
Oh, 100%.
leader by
100%.
two, swipe into the water on 16. That's what I was kind of hoping for, but
Like we were this close to the Grand Slam. I mean, we could make the argument that Corey Connors could have birdied 11 from the fairway to be 2 back or 3 back or whatever it was,
yeah,
but
but
still one of the worst bogeys I've ever seen.
yeah.
But
So yeah,
regardless,
it's a stupid card this week. Sports
but I'd
books
say a
bet.
great card. It's a much better card than I've seen with some Spieths unofficially at like 18 to 1, 17 to 1,
Yeah, no,
whatever.
that's just a terrible number for Spieth. But
I mean,
I think he can win
I'm
this
betting
week.
it. I'm betting it
Yeah,
to be
well, yeah, of
completely
course.
frank. It's unofficial. Um,
But yeah, I
because I
know.
have to
I
see.
completely agree. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that it's almost so disgusting that I just like our greatness to maybe just take us over the edge. But
yeah.
overall, those weeks happen. We have the Masters next week, which we basically hit every year just because it's only so many people can win. We obviously expose a
Mhm.
little more, but that's why we're only exposing 0.72 units this week. So
$2.7.
I think that's all we have. It's should be a fun week. I hope Spieth wins if it outright doesn't. Um,
I hope Spieth wins if
yeah,
Alvarez in contention.
well said. Because we'll have money
Yeah,
on Spieth unofficially. So yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So that's all we have this week. I'll run down the
Look
list
at
one more time before we go. It is Henley at 20 to 1, McNeely at 30 to 1, Thor at 40 to 1, Finau at 80 to 1, and Bez at 90 to 1. Only 5 guys this week for the losers and the haters that came at us for betting 8 guys last week. Only 5 this
Of
week.
which there were many, of which
Yeah.
there were
I
plentiful.
mean, you're always gonna have haters, so
hmm
that's
Yes,
all. That's all we got, and we'll see you for a recap and on socials this week.
and then it'll be a massive thrust ahead of the Masters
It
week.
will. It
Tons
will.
of